Hi, Christina. This is Michael with your personal reading. I want to wish you a happy new year, a happy 2021. I am going to be looking at a very specific spread for this year ahead for you. We're going to be looking at each of the four seasons, and the way that this spread works is that each season or each placement will talk specifically about what to expect for that season, and then also we will look at how that season is symbolic. So we're going to be looking at spring, summer, autumn, and winter. We will actually start with winter because we are going to be in winter months for the first 3 months of the year until March when we switch over to spring. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're going to be doing like the solstices and equinoxes. So by the time we finish in autumn, technically autumn ends on December 21st. So that is pretty much the end of the year at that point anyway. So we're going to just kind of look at the whole year like that. And then we'll pull kind of a final card, get an overall energy for you, and kind of pull an oracle card for that as well. So I'm going to start shuffling here. What are the messages for Christina? What should we be aware of for the next year, for the upcoming year? And we're going to be starting with the winter months. And the winter months represents what needs shelter, what kind of needs more time, or what needs protection. Interesting. So you have the the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. This right here is so much a card about winter because it's kind of this butterfly in this cocoon. There's a lot of anxiety, I think, actually, for the winter months still. And that makes a lot of sense. You know, we are kind of cooped up here, and that might be making you really nervous. You might be feeling really lost. I do think there is a transformation process that is happening for you in this winter time, however. And it's almost like with this winter energy and looking at this card, you're still going through a transformation right now. You might not feel like you're ready to spread your wings, or you might think you are, but it's almost like the universe is kind of slowing you down and still keeping you in this sort of energy, at least for the first part of the month. Or I'm sorry, for the first part of the year. And that makes sense. You know, 2020 was definitely a stressful year. Honestly, this feels kind of like the carryover from 2020. I'm going to be honest. You're still going to kind of feel that. It might be a good time to actually seek out therapy or counseling with the 9 of Swords if that's not something you are doing already. It also is telling me that you need to be careful about the people you open up to because this is kind of a part of you that needs protection. There could be people you are talking about anxieties with, or maybe just kind of worries or concerns, and those people might actually be making it worse. Or maybe this is even coming from somebody else. You might be shielding yourself from other people's worries or anxieties and trying to protect your own energy. And that's kind of that protective thing. Be very discerning about the people that you open up to, because you might be opening up to people and they just won't get you, or they're just going to make kind of your fears and anxieties worse. So that's kind of the overall message for this year. And kind of just keeping this anxiety at bay or keeping it leveled. You know, taking care of yourself in all the traditional ways is honestly the best way I know of to take care of anxiety. It's having a routine, making sure you're eating right, exercising. I do feel like there could be this tendency to shut down a bit too much. So it's important that you're still engaging your body and taking care of yourselves in the way that helps you. So that's kind of interesting for the first part of this year, this winter energy. I'm not terribly surprised to see that, to be honest. So let's take a look at what the energy for springtime is. This is kind of the fun energy because this is about the new beginnings. So what is the new energy coming in for Christina this year? What is the new energy coming in for Christina this year? This may or may not be talking about springtime specifically. I like it. You have the 9 of coins. This is about stability, abundance, personal happiness, and a place for yourself as well. You know, feeling in your own element. That is such a message with this 9 of Pentacles. And that's kind of interesting because I do feel like economically this year is going to be a little bit challenging. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. And this is really going to be a beautiful blessing for you. And really also finding contentment in the things that you already have kind of helps multiply the abundance that you're experiencing. I would almost practice gratitude journaling. I actually like to do both expression journals and gratitude journals because I do think we need to diffuse some energy. You might be needing to diffuse some anxiety or depression, and you just give yourself a few minutes and just scribble down as quickly as possible all the things that are bothering you or all the negative thoughts or whatever. Just let it out. It's okay. I promise. And then you kind of refocus with a gratitude journal. And it can be really small things. It doesn't have to be big. I think people get way too hung up on this. Just write anything that comes to mind. It can even just be as simple as, I'm glad the sky is clear today. I had a nice cup of tea. I'm glad I got to talk on the phone with my friend. It was so nice to catch up with them. Whatever these little things are. Because when you're looking for things that make you feel good, it actually rewires your brain to continue doing that. And that actually could be helping with this anxiety or whatever these negative thought patterns might be. It can kind of help you get out of this energy. Because I think you might feel stuck in a situation as well. I don't think you're as stuck as you believe, or there is something that is changing or unfolding, and that's going to happen in divine timing, because it's like you finally come into this space. Could be in springtime with this Nine of Pentacles. There could be something opening up for you. Nine of Pentacles does just tell me there is this comfortable energy, actually, which is nice because before there was this kind of anxious energy. So spring is already looking up. There's already some blessings here. There's already kind of this sense of peace and calm, which I'm really liking, and this sense of contentment. And it could even be coming in the form of material blessings. There could be, maybe you feel stuck in your home, or you feel stuck in a work situation or something like that. And there's something better that comes along for you that could be happening this year, specifically maybe springtime. So that's really, really exciting. So what do we have for summer? And this is what needs to slow down. Because summer is kind of just, when time slows down, we take time to smell the roses here. The Eight of Wands. There is something that's happening very quickly for you. There is a lot of fast movement here. You have 2 9s and 2 8s on the table already. So you have a lot of power with the 8s here, 8 8. You have completions of cycles, 9 9. You're kind of on the cusp of something, of completing something and turning into a new chapter. With the Eight of Wands, there could be movement that is happening for you this year. There could be literal movement in your life, and you might need to kind of keep it be soft on yourself, be gentle with yourself. With this Eight of Wands, you might feel like you want to do all these things all at once, like you just suddenly get struck with this inspiration maybe around summertime. And again, this is a beautiful energy because summertime is like a quick shift, new message, new information. Something is happening very quickly. You could be going somewhere very quickly. And I know we are in lockdown right now. I know there is the pandemic, and we'll still probably be experiencing a lot of restrictions in summertime. Maybe things will start loosening a little bit, but who knows with the time frame, to be honest. I think it's going to take a little longer than people want to hear. But I do trust that something will be kind of shifting in the summer. And specifically for you, there is something about a shift. There's something that is moving very quickly. So that is something for you to look forward to. And maybe this is also just you planning travel or planning a move someplace else if you're not literally doing this. Or it could just be news or plans to travel in the future. Something really, really exciting, which I like to see. And it might happen slowly. It might not happen exactly at the pace that you want it. So really just enjoy the moment here with the Nine of Pentacles. That's a huge message with this card as well. Savoring the moment, finding joy in the moment. It brings a lot of blessings and a lot of excitement and new energy into your life. But you don't always have to look out there. Maybe that means taking courses that excite you. Maybe that means doing new practices or routines that excite you, getting back in touch with old hobbies, or learning new things, new skills. And finally, we are going to look at autumn. And autumn represents what is ready to be harvested, what we are working towards, and what we are kind of being paid off with. Interesting. So the Five of Swords. I have to ask, are you planning to move? Or do you want to move this year? You have so many cards that are about moving and feeling stuck. You will finally walk away from a toxic situation or from a heavy energy, and you're moving on towards something better. You're getting a lot of freedom here. You might also be cutting some bad habits. You could be changing your diet or healthcare routine, something like that. Because sometimes the Five of Wands or Five of Swords represents the ways that we sabotage ourselves. And even when we find ourselves in these power struggles in our relationships or in our situations, we kind of have to ask, what about me is a match to this experience? Why am I choosing to show up in this energy? Maybe you truly can't. You know, it is possible with the Eight of Swords, you are just in a situation that you can't fully control right now. But I do feel like you are going to be able to walk away from that if that's the case. You are going to be able to move forward, and you're going to be able to move into a much better and more comfortable place. You're going into your own element, you're coming into yourself. I do want to pull a couple more cards here for you. I do feel like this is an energy or a year that's really about you. So I don't know with relationships if this means that there won't be someone coming in or it's just not going to be the focus of this year. The message that is definitely resounding is focus on yourself. And there will be many blessings that come your way as a result of that. And that could perhaps be a relationship, but to be honest, I almost feel like you're really just enjoying yourself. You're enjoying your own energy this year, and you'll get a lot of blessings if you're able to do that. And you really commit yourself to just enjoying your life and living the life you want to live, because that's when you end up meeting the right person anyway. Don't wait for that person to come in if that's what you're doing to live the life you want. What is the animal wisdom we have for Christina? This is kind of an energy to embody overall. What is the message for Christina? Wow. Okay. I have to say, I really wonder if there is a new home, again, because you have 3 cards that all talk about home. The turtle, the sea serpent, and the beaver, all coming out here together. These energies are really beautiful to me. There's a lot of water, by the way. You have the beaver, which is like building something, planning something, but also having a den, having a home. Maybe you are thinking about your future and the life you want to live, ultimately, the home you want to live in. I would be really curious for you to look at your chart and figure out where Aquarius and Taurus fall for you, because these are 2 signs that are really going to be quite important this year. And really looking if you have anything transiting through your 4th house, which is your house of home. There could be some changes there or some new blessings that are coming for you there. That's kind of a message I'm getting. You do also have turtle and sea serpent, and these are also both kind of cards about coming home to yourself. You know, turtle has the shell on its back, and the sea serpent actually represents our sacral chakra or Svadhisthana chakra, and that actually translates as in her own abode. And it's kind of this idea that we have our home inside of ourselves. We are at home when we are ourselves, when we're comfortable in ourselves. And I think that's something that's really important for you to focus on this year. And I know that 2020 was so hard because it kind of forced us to be inward, and it forced us to see parts of ourselves and parts of humanity that weren't comfortable. But I do see forward movement here for you. I do see you leaving behind hard situations and moving forward, and some unexpected changes and blessings coming your way as well. It almost might be coming too quickly, and you kind of need to be like, whoa, slow down. With the turtle, there is this energy that is kind of telling you to allow yourself to go slow. Allow things to happen slowly. Don't get anxious about it. Remember the long-term plan. It takes a long time for this beaver energy. And again, it makes me wonder if you are working on a long-term project as well, or have long-term career goals that you're going to be moving towards. Enjoy the moment. There is abundance here for you on the table. And also work with healing your sacral chakra this year as well, which is all about pleasure. If you have a hard time allowing yourself to feel pleasure or relaxed, that is a center that should probably be worked on, and you can kind of just Google different ways to heal your sacral chakra. You can also call on all of these animals. They're kind of spirit totems for you throughout this year. You might be seeing them throughout this year, and it's kind of just a nod from spirit, like, hey, remember these totems, remember these messages. And I again, for some reason, I feel like writing is something that's important here. And this could just be journaling, or maybe it's poetry. I am getting that. That might just be helping with this emotional healing. And I think that's everything. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I'll pull one more card. Tell me about this year overall. So you have the Death card with the Three of Wands. Death card isn't so bad. I don't want you to freak out to hear this. Something is changing. Something is coming to an end. That's not always a bad thing. It almost makes me feel like whatever this kind of anxious energy you're in, or whatever is going on for you in these winter months, it will pass. Things will get better. You will have things to look forward to again with the Three of Wands. And again, it makes me think of travel or a move or something like that. That is still in the horizon for you. I don't know exactly how that's going to play out, because that is just going to depend a lot on the situation with borders and things like that if you're looking to travel abroad. I could see that, though, feasibly, or at least making plans to do something like that. But it feels like I almost want to say it's more about a move than actual like travel or like a vacation, so to speak. It feels like you're going somewhere, you're moving somewhere, you have the sense of home here. So that's really, really interesting. You are welcome to send me a follow-up email. Let me know if you have any questions or anything you want to share or clarify. I hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits. Again, wishing you a happy 2021, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care, Christina.